Look, it's no secret. The real estate market is hot right now. Apartment buildings are selling for more than they ever have, and they're selling faster than they ever have. So you might be sitting there scratching your head wondering, why isn't my property selling? What the heck is wrong? Today, we're gonna talk about the #1 reason why a property isn't selling in this hot market. Hi, I'm Caleb Baldwin, the Vice President here at Sage Real Estate, your #1 apartment brokerage in the city of Long Beach. If you've ever experienced listing your property and just watching it sit on the market while everything around you is selling quickly, it's frustrating. At the end of the day, you hired an agent who promised tons of interest, tons of offers, and weeks have gone by, and you just haven't seen that level of activity. It's tough. Instead of telling you, today we're gonna show you a behind the scenes look of exactly what happens once you sign that listing agreement. Because ultimately, that's what's gonna determine whether you get your property sold. Okay, let's dive right in. Now, before we dive right into it, let me just show you how hot the market really is. Now, if you watched our previous market updates, you'll know that in 2019, the average sales price was right around 1.15 million and took about 59 days for a property to sell. In 2020, we saw that average sales price increase to about 1.165 million, taking about 56 days to sell. In front of me is the MLS, which confirms just how hot the market is. On average, properties are selling for about 1.3 million and taking 44 days before they're sold. Like I promised, I'm gonna show you the #1 reason why a property doesn't sell. We're gonna show you a behind the scenes look that only real estate professionals and investors get to see. We're gonna look at real life examples from the MLS directly. The first property that we have here is a fourplex that, as you can see, sat on the market for about 69 days. If we look here, we could see there is only one photo of the property, a decent sized description, but ultimately the analysis is not filled out. There's a 12 cap rate, which is certainly not correct, a missing gross rent multiplier, the expenses are nowhere to be found, there's no way a property operates at $0 for all expenses, and the rents, what are they? We don't know, they're missing. Again, this is the part that as a seller, you typically don't get to see. How is an investor ever gonna know whether the property is the right investment for them if all this information is missing? And as a seller, how does it make you feel knowing that your listing has all this missing info that's essential to getting it sold? So here's another perfect example of a listing agent that's just not showcasing the property to its fullest potential. This property is another fourplex that, as you can see, sat on the market for 113 days when most properties are selling within 44. Now, the reason why, again, 2 photos, a 2-sentence description, the analysis is incomplete, the annual expenses are nowhere to be found, and the most important part for an investor, which are the rents, are all blank. Now, the fun thing about this specific listing is this seller contacted us. We put the property back on the market within a few weeks in the same market conditions. We marketed it in the way that we do best. Now, let me show you what a listing should really look like. Here at Sage, we take pride in making sure that our listings are complete and thorough. This is the same property that we just looked at. And as you can see, we've been on the market for about 23 days. We've generated multiple strong offers. That's because we have 33 high quality professional photos. We have a detailed description highlighting all the compelling facts about the property, the location, explaining why it's a good investment. We have the analysis already completed. So an investor considering this investment doesn't need to calculate anything. It's already there for them. The operating expenses are totally filled out, so someone knows what it takes to operate this property. And again, the most important part, what can these vacant units rent for? We've already done the homework to make it easy for all the buyers looking to purchase this property. Now, as a professional that looks at the MLS and these terrible listings every day, it pains me to know that there's sellers out there that are hiring agents that just aren't giving them the level of service that they deserve. You owe it to yourself to hire a company that's gonna give you the results that you want. Now that you know the real reason why a property isn't selling in this market, when it is time for you to sell, make sure you hire an agent that's doing all the things that we just highlighted in these real life examples. As a seller, you deserve to get the most for your property with the smoothest, quickest, and most stress-free process possible. Here at Sage Real Estate, we pride ourselves on giving sellers the level of service that they truly deserve by creatively marketing your property, negotiating on your behalf, and ultimately the most important part, which is getting your property sold. So if you're considering selling either now or in the future, give us a call or send us an email so we can have a quick, casual conversation about what we need to do to get you the results that you want. So that's all we have for you today. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit like. If you have any questions, comment down below. And to make sure you don't miss out on our next video, please subscribe. We'll see you next time.